A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for starting your day with us on 32 FM 94.9 Dubai Badon. The program is Break It Down Newspaper Review. On this program, we talk about news making the headlines and we bring you a review of it with our analyst. And you have an opportunity to call the station or drop a comment on our YouTube page while the program is ongoing. My name is Dele Adeyoju. Thank you once again for joining us.
Good morning to you and thank you for staying tuned. I'm Olutayo Ogunade. We'll go straight to the first story here at paper, and that's Daily Trust newspaper. We have Nigeria's choice for president in 2023. I can see a picture of people holding their PVC. Nigeria's choice for president in 2023. Abdusalami, how I rehabilitated Obasanjo. High-tech best option to secure Nigeria borders. Immigration controller. Electoral bill. Reps align with Senate. Adopt consensus. More from Daily Trust, the governor with longest record of unpaid salaries. Presidency mocks Otom. I think I took that. That's from Abdul Salami. Okay, car dealer arraigned for eating body parts of 9-year-old in Zamfara. Car dealer arraigned for eating body parts of 9-year-old in Zamfara. Police oddly shot dead as gunmen abduct expatriates in Edo. Suspending subsidy removal not enough. Complete refineries. NLC urges federal government. Okay, we still have some more here before we go to another paper. CBN retains interest rate at 11.5% to contain inflation. Electoral bill reps align with Senate. I took that also. And over 1/4 of world's malaria death recorded in Nigeria.
All right, from the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning, to sustain subsidy, federal government proposes 18 months delay for PIA. With this riders, says National Assembly will amend PIA to reflect new position. It's ploy by APC to fund 2023 polls. PDP says ruling party failed to fulfill promise to build refineries. Experts divided over suspension on removal. Labour suspends planned nationwide protest. For 11th year, Dangote named Africa richest person. Rabiu Adenuga top list. Governorship election, Oyetola formally receives nomination form. CBN retains benchmark interest rate at 11.5%. And also, Ekiti 2022, PDP aspirants battle for 1,200 delegates as party holds primaries today. Electoral Act, reps agree with Senate, finally add consensus option. Finally, Transparency International ranks Nigeria 154 out of 180 countries.
Let's go to Premium Times. In Akwa Ibom, early marriage, teenage pregnancy deprive many girls of education. It's a special report. In Akwa Ibom, early marriage, teenage pregnancy deprive many girls of education. AFCC holds vigil at Federal High Court in Lagos to arrest suspect. CBN retains key monetary policy rate. AGF Malami challenges Nigerian judiciary to open its budget. Terrorists kill police officers in Jigawa. Let's take more from Premium Times. Nigerian government to integrate COVID-19 vaccination childhood immunization campaigns. Umahi speaks on Ibibuyago's alleged involvement in killings. Court fixes date for ex-governor Nyako to open defense in 29 billion naira fraud case. NASG highlights key reforms that will shape Nigerian economy in 2022. Nigerian immigration intercepts 189 suspected trafficking victims. Arrests alleged culprit. Fuel subsidy. NLC suspends protest. And Aboyi government declares former House of Reps member wanted.
From Daily Post, court jails internet fraud star EFCC arrested in VGC raid. Court jails internet fraudster EFCC arrested in VGC raid. Also, OIC states position on coup in Burkina Faso. 2023, don't elect people above 70 as president. Makinde warns Nigerians. Crisis looms at Perdas Agency DG Board Ministry. Clash. I paid 40 million naira ransom for my mother's release. Kano lawmaker Ali Danja. Nigeria resumes prosecution of Boko Haram cases, and we will not allow murderous herders to overrun us, Akeredolu vows. For subsidy, NLC calls off proposed protest in Kogi. Finally, from here, Sopa to Kano eliminates ISWAP commander Malam Ari. Foreign fighters in Borno.
All right, from the Guardian newspaper, from Akpe to Okoye, Eagles' goalkeeping problem continues. Federal government accuses Nigerians of sabotaging social investment programs. Federal government accuses Nigerians of sabotaging social investment programs. Kerry insists NNPC to become most profitable company in Africa. Why Southeast should wait for another 5 years by Atiku Committee. That should be still now. Your speaker tasks lawmakers and commitment as House resumes plenary. Government will borrow more as states struggle to survive. OPS wants. Government will borrow more as states struggle to survive. OPS wants. National Assembly harmonizes electoral bill, inserts consensus clause. Abiodun vows to prosecute killers of monarch. And federal government procures, I beg your pardon, federal government procures 29 million Johnson & Johnson jab at $298 million. That'll be all from here. We go on our first commercial break now. And when we return, Austin is here. We do some analysis.
Every kid is amazing at something. Give them amazing day. Amazing day, instant cereal. Give them amazing day. Same calcium as a glass of milk. For healthy bones and teeth. Excellent source of protein. For daily growth and strength. Calcium, protein, vitamin A, dietary fiber.
Golden Penny Amazing Day Instant Cereal. Feed them amazing.
This isn't a fight, alright? It's more like a battle. So you gotta come through from jump. Show them you have too much heart to get bypassed. Cause you and I both know nobody's playing in these streets. See, if you hold back, you lose. If you get cold feet, you freeze. That leaves only one way to go, really. And that's hard. So show up, show out, show yourself, battle for your dream.
Only the best stories from the very best dancers will make it to Glow Battle of the Year Nigeria, the search for Nigeria's unlimited dance talents. Watch the next generation of greats go from the streets to winning mega millions and repping Nigeria on the world stage in Europe on Glow TV from February 2022. Get the Glow TV app at myglowtv.com. Glow Battle of the Year Nigeria. Dance Unlimited.
Mọ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àyíká rẹ nípasẹ̀ ìròyìn BBC ní Yorùbá. Nítorí kí o tó lè tayọ, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n. Ní ìmísí pẹ̀lú àwọn oríṣiríṣi ìròyìn láti ibi àti káàkiri àgbáyé. Nígbà tí o bá ní ìmọ̀ nípa ohun tó ń lọ ní àgbáyé, o lè ṣe ohunkóhun. Mọ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àyíká rẹ. Wá BBC News Yorùbá kàn.
It's going to be a golden year, this is what we declare. Every day you go wake up to golden morning if you breathe, say yeah. It's going to be a golden year, as we don't declare. We go wake up every day to golden morning if you breathe, say yeah.
Have a golden morn, a golden day, a golden week, a golden month, and a golden year. Golden Morn, delicious nourishment for the whole family.
Africa's greatest football tournament is here. Watch all 52 AFCON games live in perfect picture quality on DSTV with expert analysis. What's more, with the DSTV app, you can experience every moment at home or on the go from the 9th of January to the 6th of February 2022. Get an HD decoder, dish, and 1 month DSTV compact subscription for only 13,900 naira and come alive to the Total Africa Cup of Nations 2021, live and in HD on Supersport, your world of champions.
Every kid is amazing at something. Give them amazing day. Amazing day, instant cereal. Give them amazing day. Same calcium as a glass of milk. For healthy bones and teeth. Excellent source of protein. For daily growth and strength.
Golden Penny Amazing Day Instant Cereal. Feed them amazing.
Welcome back from the commercial break. 32 FM 94.9. If you just joined the dial, it's 40 minutes. Okay, just about how many minutes now to 7?
19.
19 minutes. Thank you, Dele. My name is Olutayo Gwade. Dele Adeyonju is here.
Thank you, Tayo.
And Austin Udumo joins us on the program.
Good morning, Tayo.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, front page story, Nigerian Tribune. To sustain subsidy, federal government proposes 18 months delay for PIA. Austin, I want your response to these riders. Says National Assembly will amend PIA to reflect new position. It's employed by APC to fund 2023 polls. That's from PDP. Says ruling party failed to fulfill promise to build refineries. Experts divided over suspension and removal. And Labour suspends planned nationwide protest. I want your responses to those riders.
Yes, Labour has suspended strike due to the suspension of subsidy removal by the federal government, or the delay in the total removal of subsidy by the federal government. Then, excuse me, the PDP is saying that it is majorly to fund the 2023 polls. I don't know what they mean by that, but all that we know from the handwriting on the wall is that the delay is as a result of the 2023 general election. If the PDP has said they only postpone to buy favor from Nigeria in order to win the 2023 election, I will have aligned myself with their position. Whether the payment of subsidy will be channeled to the funding of the poll, I don't know what they mean as far as that is concerned.
Now, what about the failure of the APC to fulfill its promise on refineries when the PDP had its own fair share of time to perform some magic?
Yes, it's failure on both parties as we speak. That's the truth of the matter. Successive administration, we have agreed, or we have come to the conclusion that subsidy regime is no longer sustainable in the country. APC, in this their new delay method, also didn't mention or put measure in place, allied Nigeria with the measure that is being put in place. If you are suspending for a period of 18 months, within that period, what will you be doing? So I tell you, the next 12 months, that will be around January 2023, when we'll be preparing for the election. Another 6 months to that time, which is 18 months from now, that will be immediately after inauguration of a new government. So it could be like a booby trap for an incoming administration if the APC lose out in the 2023 power play. And if APC still win the election in 2023, it means that they only postpone to be able to win the election so as to implement the total removal of subsidy. Now, experts are divided on this. For the time being, what are we going to do? Let us see the possibility of our refinery working again. If you can make a refinery to work, of course they should make that of Port Harcourt to work, because over 1.5 billion US dollar have been earmarked to refurbish that refinery. Then what also happened to the state of smaller licenses? If we can't build world-class refinery, modular refinery, let us license more people, liberalize the sector. But the fear is this: not until the sector is fully deregulated, no serious investors will want to invest in that sector. That's the truth of the matter. The same problem we are having with the energy sector is also the same problem we are having with the power sector. So if care is not taken, we might have to continue in this part for a longer time. So the government need to show commitment. We want to liberalize the sector. Let there be a time lag. If this 18 months is a sincere promise for the government, then continue to put measure in place. That has always been my stand. You can't just wake up by fiat and remove subsidy. No, let there be a time frame. Within the next 365 days, we are going to do this. Between now and then, this is what we are going to put in place to cushion the effect in case of eventual removal of subsidy. But we have seen back and forth in the promises of the government and what have you. As the federal government has suspended now, governors are already fighting that the money coming to them will be a shortfall. So governors that are trying to bankroll the process, they are not for the interest of the people, because anytime subsidy is removed or there is hike in pump price, we tend to blame the federal government. Meanwhile, it is these same governors that will say no, don't pay subsidy, not for the purpose of the masses. So let the money come to us, and at the end of the day, they will use that as an opportunity again to mobilize the masses against the federal government. So we have to look at it very well, and the federal government must be smart as far as this is concerned.
All right, so the question is, will the refineries in Nigeria ever work, or is the federal government just dealing with a basket case?
Well, let's hope that of Port Harcourt will work. It has been singled out for refurbishment, but the truth of the matter is that some of the equipment are already obsolete. You understand? When you deal with locomotive equipment in the 21st century, that is what you are going to have. Then what happened to billions of dollars we are pumping to this refinery as a result of turnaround maintenance? So, like concerted effort being put in place by the federal government, if they can work on Port Harcourt refinery like they have promised, they said they would deliver the completion in phases. I think 24 months or thereabout. The first phase should have been completed. So when are we going to start refining crude in Nigeria?
Austin, please quickly enlighten me. You referred to the energy sector just now. Which sector has been deregulated and results coming in positively?
Perhaps the telecommunication sector.
Okay.
You understand?
That's the only sector.
That's the only sector for now. Why? Because it was done in good faith.
Energy sector is not working.
It's in comatose. That's the truth. The telecommunication sector was done in good faith. Investors willingly came in. Look at the 5G network that were bidded for. There was a particular network communication that we don't even know at all, who has not even started operation. They won the license. You understand? So liberalize the sector. No serious investor will want to invest in an economy or a market that is firmly regulated by the government.
So for the gaps
that's
we have
the truth
in the energy and the petroleum sector, it is because for a lack of sincerity on the part of
lack of sincerity.
Not that the regulation cannot work.
The regulation can work. Is lack of sincerity on the part of those in government. That's the truth, and this has been successive, not peculiar to any administration.
Is it connected to individuals holding on to oil wells and all that?
Of course, it's also connected in one way or the other, because when landing cost is totally eliminated, you empower local refining capacity. At the end of the day, there will be competition. If investors comes in, there will be competition. Competition will imply crash in price. Any deregulated market that the price continue to soar, it has not been done with sincerity. Economically speaking, that is the truth, because the purpose of the regulation is to attract investors, and the purpose of that is to kickstart the process of aggressive competition that would crash the prices of goods and services. That's the truth.
The House of Representatives has amended the Electoral Act Amendment Bill to include consensus as part of the options for the nomination of candidates by political parties for various elective positions. Will Mr. President sign now?
Let's hope Mr. President will sign. There was a popular reason given by Mr. President for not assenting to that particular Electoral Act Amendment Bill. The other time we tried to speculate that if care is not taken, the president might not still sign, because this will be about the 5th time in a row that the president will reject the Electoral Amendment Bill. One reason to the other. Let's now see. Now that the National Assembly has put the options, not only direct primary, the House of Representatives included indirect primary in the amendment. The Senate added consensus to it. Now they want to go to a conference committee where they will harmonize their position. Some members of the House of Representatives believe loudly that consensus too is also a process of imposition of candidate, or what we normally call the selection process. Let people go into election either by direct primary or by indirect primary. The delegate election, if it is properly managed, it can still produce the desired result. Over time, and in recent time too, we have discovered that political party will continue to be in court because of this issue of consensus. Consensus means that whether you like it or not, an anointed candidate is picked, and every other candidate will have to support.
So it's even the man with the biggest or deepest pocket.
The man with the deepest pocket. So we must look at it very critically. If the president were to sign as a result of this, of course, we have a lot of gain in the Electoral Act Amendment Bill, especially in the area of electronic transmission of results. So if this is thoroughly harmonized and transmitted to Mr. President, I think at that point, Mr. President's hands will be tied, quote and unquote, to be able to sign the amended Electoral Act. So let's see how it goes from here. But the president refusal to sign, of course, we knew that the reason was not too genuine. Of course, the National Assembly also concluded on direct primary option alone because of their own selfish political ambition. Now the governors are looking for a way to get back at members of the National Assembly. They have the power to override the president's veto, but for one reason or the other, they decide not to use it. Maybe they want to return back to the Senate. Whether they override the president or not, which has now become a thing of the past, some of their governors in their state will still want to punish them, deny them return ticket for ever bringing up the clause of direct primary. So let them work on this bill. Let Mr. President look at it. If you want to sign it, you sign on the go. You should not keep Nigerians guessing again. I don't think we need a period of 30 days to start waiting whether the president will sign. We'll be watching his body language. Then he will travel out of the country. In a 10 minutes, we'll be told that, oh, there's a reason not to sign it. The other time he said it was close to the election. It was because of the persistent refusal of Mr. President, rejection, that make it close to the election. We still have time now. Election is fast approaching. And INEC is saying that their hands are tied. That if care is not taken, they are working majorly on speculation. They can't be able to prepare adequately for the election. So let the right thing be done. We must change our culture of impunity as far as election is concerned, beginning with 2023 general election.
Obviously, this is President National Assembly cannot stand up to Mr. President on anything. Not insinuating anything, though, but it's looking like they may not be able to challenge, Mr. President on anything, as it were. Yes,
that is what it has proven, because this will have been an opportunity to actually override the president veto, but they chicken out in the process.
All right, gentlemen, let's talk about this next story on a lighter note. There was a drama at the House of Representatives on Tuesday when it was announced that one of the wives of the majority leader, Alhassan Ado Dogowa, had been delivered of the lawmaker's 28th child. And the guy is saying that he's going on 30. Let's look at the implication of this.
Going on 30 before 2023 general election.
Yes, going on 30 before 2023 general election. That was actually his mandate. He also asked for a polling unit to be created within the family house so that he will have a polling booth to himself. I begin to wonder what has the issue of having children or going to 30 has to do with serious legislative business. That you just said something out there that the National Assembly cannot stand to Mr. President on anything. And we are reading this story again. A frontline member of the National Assembly, one of the most experienced members of the National Assembly, we have succeeded in turning legislative business to a caricature in the country, because it has no business whether the Senate President wife gave birth. What has that gone to do?
No, Austin. Even Dele said on a lighter note.
On the floor of the National...
If you can cater for them, it's not an issue.
On the floor of the National Assembly.
On which resources?
Of course, they have enormous resources at their disposal. He is like a fourth-time member of the National Assembly. Now, he's experienced. Yeah. So he has been there. He has the money. He has the resources. Legitimately and illegitimately. So that's the truth. In terms of resources, of course, he can cater for that. So this is what we are talking about. He even wants something like a national award or a national honor because we are giving birth. It's just like one of us coming on here this morning to say my wife has given birth.
Austin,
what has that got to do with that?
Austin, seriously, I know in some parts of Nigeria there's something we call itiju. Sometimes you give birth to some babies and you won't be able to tell people that sometimes you just keep quiet like because it's getting too much.
Yes, of course, in some section of the country it doesn't really matter. But
and in some other sections, sections.
It is one man, one wife that you say, Motu to be more, that people will say, when did you give birth to one before now? You understand? But when you have like 4 wives, he is promising that before 2023 we'll make it up to 30. No, definitely it's not this same woman.
He once brought his wives to
when they were inaugurated. I think this current inauguration, he brought them, and he was so happy to do that. So that is what we are talking about.
Let's leave the go.
It's a private business and it's a personal issue, a family issue that shouldn't even come to the national scene. It's quite unfortunate.
All right, the presidency on Tuesday ranked Governor Samuel Otom of Benue State among the League of Failed Politicians, claiming he currently holds the country's longest record of unpaid salaries and pensions.
Yes, in response to Governor Otom, because what Otom does majorly now is to attack and criticize Mr. President almost every day in the news. And the presidency have now come to the realization of the fact that there are other weightier matters left unattended to in Benue State. Recently, I think pensioner trooped to the street, they protested, they were manhandled, and the presidency also used that as an opportunity to launch an attack against Otom. You know, Otom is going the way of former governor Ayodele Fayose, that almost every day he will be in the news attacking the president. It was shortly after Fayose left office that we realized that he was owing arrears of salary to the tune of 6 months. You understand? We never knew. So what the federal government or the executive arm of government, all those that are working for the president, are saying indirectly is that concentrate on your state, address the issues that borders on welfare of your workers and some other things in your state, rather than always throwing jab at Mr. President for anything. So it's just like a way of playing politics. That you attack us, we also tell you some of the things you have not been able to do. Right. I think, sincerely speaking too, Otom should also look inward. That's the truth. It is not just enough to start attacking the federal government almost on a daily basis. If the federal government has failed to deliver dividends of democracy to the people of Nigeria, you can carve a niche for yourself in your state. That this thing works better in my state. That can even serve as a template to challenge the federal government. You are owing salary, you are criticizing the federal government, there is insecurity in your state, there are associated issues. So this is the point. Constructive criticism must be welcome, but it is not just enough for governor to wake up early every morning.
He who comes to equity on this.
Of course, that's the truth.
Sometimes he doesn't wake up. Sometimes he talks in the evening and it makes the news.
The point I'm making is that almost on a daily basis. Does it mean that you are so busy?
All right. In November 2021, we took a particular headline. Inflation may push 91 million Nigerians below poverty line, and we have it today. One of the headlines: 91 million Nigerians fall below poverty line. The Nigerian Economic Summit Group says.
That's an accurate prediction there.
Yes, no doubt. That could even be a conservative figure, because half of the population, even as we speak now, live in extreme poverty. That's the truth of the matter. Even the World Bank that advised the federal government to remove subsidy for economic growth to happen in Nigeria, also in that particular report said that within a short time, about 8 million Nigeria fell below poverty line. You know, when you fall below poverty line, it means that you can't even make ends meet at all. You understand? You can't even boast of $1 per day. That's the truth. And the other time this report came on board, some people told us that, it is not possible. But we argue on this platform that it is possible. It is possible, and this is the current reality in town. Look at, just go around town, you see people that cannot make average of 200 naira per day. You understand? And we are talking about inflation and what have you. This fuel subsidy removal, if the federal government has made good that plan, it will have thrown more people into poverty. Austin, crime rate will have further increased.
Austin,
insecurity will have worsened.
It's no doubt we need a creative leader, right? Now, Governor Seyi Makinde is saying that don't elect people above 70 as president. And I wonder, what if eventually PDP presents us a candidate who is over 70?
And the governor is saying that his people in Oyo State should not vote for such a candidate. That is what the governor is saying. Irrespective of his party, he knew that there is a particular candidate in his party who is well over 70.
Atiku is over 70.
Over 70.
Maybe
I
Atiku
think 75 now.
Is it coming again?
Whether it's coming or not, he nurses a presidential ambition for 2023. And Seyi Makinde is saying that Jagaban has also, he came to Oyo State.
I'm sure this statement is directed at Jagaban.
No, let us not preempt him, because Atiku we know that Atiku is also interested in the race.
On paper,
you understand?
Tinubu is not yet 70 on paper.
Tinubu is not yet 70 on paper. He will just be 70 this year. On record too, Atiku is 74. He will be 75 this year. You understand? See, I share the sentiment of this governor. He's not the only one that is saying it. Kazeem Afegbua in Edo State has said it. Babangida said it repeatedly. Because of what we have experienced in President Muhammadu Buhari, and I don't think we need to elect somebody who is above 70. Somebody will call this morning and say, what of Joe Biden? The president of the United States? Joe Biden has been a lawmaker for the past 50 years consecutively. You understand? He understands the terrain.
And aside that, the American administration can run on autopilot.
On its own, because the institution has been strengthened. The institution works. Look at it. It's not a stone-breaking work at the State House. I remember Senator Ladoja when they said, you are too old, Baba, why do you want to be governor? Only question one shagging. You understand? So, which means that, do they break firewood there? So you think. You understand? But the truth of the matter is that with what we are experiencing, President Muhammadu Buhari came out to say that age is telling on him that he can't walk like before again. Despite the fact that some people said, even in 1984, that so let's leave that alone.
Right,
but the truth is that let us be smart. If we can do it, let us elect presidential candidates that are within 60 years of age, so that by the time they complete their second term, they will just be a little above 70.
We need to go on another commercial break. In Lagos State government suspends NURTW operations in Idumota. We'll be back.
I'm living the life because I get this everything. Hey, kọ́ńbù ẹ̀kú àlejò onígbòǹgbò ọ̀nà ẹ̀kú àlejò ẹsẹ̀ Ìbàdàn nílé Olúyọ̀lé ẹ̀kú àmójúbà Tizeti Network Limited pẹ̀lú Tizeti ìlú omi òjò lẹ́ẹ̀ máa lo ayélujára internet níyàwálù torí pé gbajúgbajà níléeṣẹ́ Tizeti Network Limited nídìí ìpèsè ayélujára lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà fún iléeṣẹ́ ńláńlá àtolókòwò kéékèèké lábẹ́ àbúradà Tizeti ẹ lè browse kẹ́ stream kẹ́ sì tún gbá géèmù bó ṣe wù yín láì níkọ̀sẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ìlànà ẹgbẹ̀lẹ́mùkú data kama wà láàgùn jìnnà àjẹpọ̀nù láìfà ń lọ lọ́wọ́ fún gbogbo olùgbé Ìbàdàn 2,222 naira péré lẹ́sàn dípò 59,500 naira tó yẹ kẹ́ san fún installation kẹ́sì gbádùn internet nínú ilé yín fódìdí oṣù kan gbáko kèé máa ṣeré ìwọ ni kò má sọ̀fànù ẹ kàn sí wifi.com.ng/oyo ẹ sì lè pè 09087493040 tàbí kẹ́ tẹ àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ sí internet@wifi.com.ng 22/02/2022 nìfà yìí máa wá sópin o ayélujára níyàwálù Ọ̀yọ́ ló wà.
It's going to be a golden year, this is what we declare. Every day you go wake up to golden morning if we agree, say yeah. It's going to be a golden year, as we don't declare. We go wake up every day to golden morning if you agree, say yeah.
Have a golden morn, a golden day, a golden week, a golden month, and a golden year. Golden Morn, delicious nourishment for the whole family.
My whole team win. I dey show myself cause my whole team win. I'ma show yourself if your whole team win. Unlimited price when the team win it. My whole team win it.
No time for the hiding. Make me know that you're glow. It's high time for the shining. On every stage and every show. Nobody put your light under the bed. We turn it up, make everybody bend into your destiny, battle for your dreams. Do right by yourself.
If you know to yourself, then go show you shake it. I beg, I'ma show yourself. I beg, I'ma show yourself. My whole team winning.
Only the best stories from the very best dancers will make it to Glow Battle of the Year Nigeria, the search for Niger's unlimited dance talents. Watch the next generation of greats go from the streets to winning mega millions and repping Niger on the world stage in Europe on Glow TV from February 2022. Glow Battle of the Year Nigeria, Dance Unlimited.
Every kid is amazing at something. Big Bang Amazing Day. Amazing Day instant cereal. Big Bang Amazing Day. Same calcium as a glass of milk. For healthy bones and teeth. Excellent source of protein. For daily growth and strength. Calcium, protein, vitamin A, dietary fiber.
Golden Penny Amazing Day instant cereal. Feed Ain't that amazing?
Ìyá Ṣadé, ṣé o sì tí mo wọ́n pè látòrò tó wà dá mi lóhùn? Èmi ló dé.
Bàbá Wálé, ẹ má bínú sí mi. Bóyá gan ni mo mọ̀ pé ti súnmọ́ tòsí ọ̀dọ̀ mi.
Kí wá ló dé gan? Láò mi.
Ẹ wo ọ̀rọ̀ lórí àwọn èrè oko mi ni. Kódà ó ti sú mi kọjá àlàyé. Mi ti ẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ yìí gan mọ́.
Kò le tó yẹn. Ṣé o ti gbọ́ nípa Modesty Farm Nigeria ní iléeṣẹ́ ohun ọ̀gbìn ẹ̀gẹ́ àtàgbàdo? Wọ́n ń bá ní dáko oroko ṣọ̀gbìn tí yóò mú èrè ńlá fún ọ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀. Kò tán síbẹ̀ o, ilé oko ẹ̀gẹ́ àtàgbàdo wọn làwọn darandaran kì í súnmọ́ tòsí rẹ̀ rárá o. Ó sì fi ni lọ́kàn balẹ̀ gbáà.
Alágbẹ̀ ni ò jẹ̀bi ó pa ní ẹgbẹ́sù ẹgbẹ́gbẹ́dọ́.
Kàn sí iléeṣẹ́ Modesty Farm Nigeria lónìí ní Lab Complex, Shell Bus Stop, Ológun Ẹrú, Ìbàdàn. Tàbí kí o yára pè wọ́n báyìí lórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ 0703-704-3168.
Modesty Farm Nigeria, orí yín wà ń bẹ̀ o.
Welcome back. 32 FM 94.9. Breakdown is People Review. That's the program. We open the phone lines right now. 070-55,949, 080-97,949.
All right, let's keep our comments short and straight to the point. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm John Njoku. I'm calling from Challenge. Also, thank you. And thank you for this program, Olutayo and Daily. Let me tell you, this federal government would have been on a smooth admission if it has continued with the increase of the price of fuel. So the suspension of subsidy removal by the Buhari government is to avoid the adverse effects on the electoral fortune of it in 2023 general election. Let me tell you also, and I've said it and I'm repeating it again to the listener in Nigeria, that late Professor Tamuna David West in the lecture delivered sometime before 2015 at Lagos Country Home in Kenya, before Buhari became president in 2015, titled The Oil Subsidy Taxation and Fraud. Major General Muhammadu Buhari was present at that lecture. The late professor said, and I quote, that enough functionalities of refinery is due to corruption, and I believe it. He said many enrich themselves by this and sabotage all efforts made to seize them. What is wrong with our refineries is sabotage. He said sabotage. All efforts made to seize them. Refineries were deliberately sabotaged.
Thank you, John and Joko. Let's keep our comments short so we can take more. 0097,000 949 0809 Good morning to you. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
From Shukayda of Ibadan.
All right, go on.
In actual fact, you see, Governor Makinde is someone I love. But what does it need to do with the capacity of somebody to deliver from this the mess we put us, I mean the APC put us in? You know, at what age did Awolowo contest last in 1983? 74 plus, because he had the capacity and the experience. I think Governor Makinde is just making a political statement. Except he's trying to tell us that Atiku, who happens to be a PDP, as healthy, experienced, and vibrant as he is, at that age, is not capable of leading Nigeria.
Thank you for your comment. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you. All right. Is that Solomon?
Solomon on the line.
Oh, Solomon.
Yeah. Okay, good morning. Yeah. Often quickly, please, because we need to do some research. Because the impression that 90% of Nigeria have concerning this first subsidy of it is that when our refinery is functioning very well, the fuel will be cheaper. I think that impression is very, very wrong. And also, I want you to find out on what I want to say this morning. Apart from Venezuela, even Saudi Arabia that has 5 refineries in US, their fuel in terms of dollar is more expensive than what we are selling now. So getting the refinery does not mean that your fuel is cheaper.
All right.
Yes, it's cheaper in the real sense of it, though. You can't use the Naira equivalence to judge how expensive their PMS is, because our whole currency is weak. and deliberately weakened by the government for that matter.
Go to these places, their health system is working.
That is the that is the issue.
They have things to cushion
government subsidize health for them, take care of their infrastructure, and they need to pay. They don't buy fuel to power their generator. These are some of the facts. So when you fix refinery, you eliminate land.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is John Malawi from Nigeria. Yes, I love the submission of ours about the honorable. They are talking about the children at the House of Assembly. What concerns Nigeria about that? So number 2 is about the subsidy. Remember the president, before he became the president, said that no subsidizing. The issue of subsidy to me, like he said, when we get to become the president, that here is a scam. Because if you cannot fight the corruption in that subsidy, what happened in the Jonathan regime is that we saw somebody for $10 that somebody from the House of Representatives set up the committee, headed the committee, and investigated the issue. So which means there are some people that enjoy the subsidy. Why can't you go after those people? Go after the people. If you cannot fight them, definitely, you know about it. And the federal government also is also the part of it. So definitely, subsidy to me is even going into the pocket of the those that know that are very close to the federal government.
All right. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, Alaji.
Alaji from Coca-Cola. Good morning, Austin. Good morning. And everybody in the house. On the issue of a subsidy, this is the government that said they didn't, that subsidy is a scam. Especially President Buhari, he said before he came in 2015 that he didn't believe in any subsidy. He is paying subsidy. That's a scam. And one of his promises is that they will build new refinery in each zones of Nigeria and repair the old one, the one on ground, that will be working, producing at the optimum capacity. Any of these things we have not seen. And we are talking about removing subsidy, suspending the rule of subsidy 18-month time. And you, also, you got it right. It is, and we all know that is because of the election.
All right.
Yes, on the case of Timothy Adegoke that we mentioned in the headline, I think the government need to do the needful. From all indications, the case should not be swept under the carpet. We must ensure that justice is done, perhaps to serve as a deterrent. Then on the NURT suspension in Idumota, I think it's a welcome development. The crisis of NURTW should not rear its ugly head again. The chairman in Lagos also came about to say that he was not aware of the crisis when it started. So the right thing properly must be done. And if care is not taken, they could be proscribed. So that's the position of the law.
All right. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, this is Tunde from Ibadan.
All right, sir.
Good morning, doctor.
Good morning, sir.
I noticed one thing about Makinde. I knew that the man is very close to Osinbajo. So the statement he made, he was trying to make it in favor of Osinbajo. If you noticed him, the first day he commented about Tinubu, he said somebody who doesn't know that he may not even reach a 2023 is asking for presidency. So since that day I noticed him. He has a very good alliance with
Did he actually say that?
I can't recall.
About the person of Tinubu?
I can't recall. Perhaps he just made a general statement if there was any at all.
Tinubu visited Oyo State.
Tinubu visited Oyo State. Yes, and the governor said some good things about him.
It's time to take our leave. The program returns tomorrow morning.
Dele has deliberately, kept quiet.
No, it's for time. Time. Okay. This 7:15 Smart Kids show is
up next.
It's not up next. Yeah. My name is Dele Adeyoju. Thank you, Dr. Austin, for coming.
Thank you.
And I am Olutayo Ogunade. Good morning to you.
32 FM 94.9. Filling the world with laughter.
laughter. We are 32 FM 94.9.
My name is Chinedu Abundance. I am 11 years old. I listen to Smart Kids so I can gain more knowledge about what is happening in the world. You should too.
Hi fellow kids, my name is Zainab Bint Maruf. I am 10 years old. I listen to Smart Kids show because it is educative. I implore other kids to listen.
My name is Abdigan Teslim. I am 6 years old. I listen to Smart